What is up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well out there. Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you guys are in the world. As of course, I am Andrew Esquire. It's a legal mindset where we teach you to be your own judge. And I really do hope you guys are doing well today because there's been a while, it's been a minute. Let's freaking go and do this live. Got a lot to talk about today, a lot of different topics. And we actually have some breaking news. Well, not breaking news, but we got a new update in the Disney case. So I want to take a minute to pop over there and read that document. But I'm going to go over that at the end of the show because it's not the biggest point of news today. What's up, everybody in the chat? Good to see you all here today. Let me give a little special shout out to all of the folks here who are the great supporters who are out on this channel. And we'll also catch that super chat in a second. So Grant Rasha, appreciate you in the chat. Danielle, W. Daisy Williams, and all the mods, by the way. Appreciate the mods in the house as well. Deha Ko, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Who else we got here? Other members on. Bella Stella, Florence Dono, good to see you in the chat. John Cipolla, good to see you, brother. And everybody else who's from the RPG or BLM, the best mindset membership out there. And Whiskey 77, welcome. Appreciate you joining and signing up to be a member. Once again, you get access to the emojis, you get access to the replays, a lot of good stuff there for everybody, for the whole family. It's very family friendly here on the Legal Mindset. No, but it's good to see you guys. I've been really busy, been up to a lot of different things, got a lot of different irons in the fire, but it's good to be here with you guys live on a Saturday morning. I would not be anywhere else. Sierra Tan sent in one member chat, said, thank you for the great continued content. No, listen, it's my pleasure. I'm staying on these things, particularly on the big corporate stories. So, staying on top of Disney. I hit Ocean Gate there. Now we got Elon and Zuck the Cuck. We're going to be talking about that today. This is going to be really good. And also, I come at it from my perspective, which is, a different angle than I think most others and even most lawyers out there. Whiskey 7 says, I've been here a while. Love you as a fellow Floridian, even though you're hanging out downtown Bangkok. It's all right. Hey, listen, Florida and Thailand have very similar weather. I just got to say, like rainy, humid, very similar. All right, so let's get these other super chats real quick. So Hatan Clogs. Or Hatton Clogs, 4334. Got it. Okay, I can read. I swear. What do you think about the child chicken nugget lawsuit in Florida? Keep up the great work. Enjoy one of those fresh mango drink things you love. Yes, I do love fresh mango. This is very good. Let me look that one up. So I do not know that suit in Florida. So I will have to look that up. McDonald's found liable after a child suffers burns from a hot chicken nugget. Okay, I mean, by the way, you got to understand, if you remember the old case, the old hot coffee case, there's actually a movie about that, or like a little mini series or documentary or whatever. With McDonald's, they did actually heat that coffee back in the day way too hot. It actually burned through to her bones. If you look at the pictures of the injuries. So I would say, looking at it, what do the injuries look like? Right? If they're actually like scarring, then yeah. If they really like burn the toddler and like you see the pictures, you see what it looks like. Google the hot coffee on the thigh picture. Google that. And see, here's what happens is that McDonald's has such power with advertising and media, they make it seem like, oh, what are they going to sue next because we include fries? Well, if the fries are like lava, then yes. And the reason why they make them hot is because it keeps the food good for longer. So even though it's not safe, they'll keep it hotter. So that's why they do those sort of things, for usually food preservation purposes. So it's probably a repeat of that incident. But I don't know. I'll have to look at the cases. I'll have to look at the injuries. I'll have to look at the pictures. I'm looking at the case right now, and I'm not seeing any actual pictures of the injuries. So we'll see. But I'm willing to cover that. And it's a good Florida case for a Florida man. Florida men always appreciate a good case, and they're always on the case. And by the way, guys, I know I said it before, but I want to say it again. J-Rock Cotter here. I hope you guys had a lovely 4th of July. I hope you guys celebrate our independence and also appreciate our independence. And remember that, and I remember this abroad, being independent, especially in a post-Rona era, it's not just about the laws on the books. It's about what's here. And as long as you've got independence here, as long as the independence is within you, right? We carry on that same spirit of our forefathers, spirit of the Constitution, spirit of saying fuck you to the British monarchy, to fuck you to the autocrats, for the people that were trying to clamp down on us, and do all the types of things that the mainstream is trying to force down our throats in 2022 and 2023. So very much remember the spirit of the 4th, which is screw you to autocrats. Let's see here. Yeah, always be a simp for freedom. 100%. And well, I haven't... See, now, I am going to try to do, guys, I know that people say, okay, I missed some of the streams. You probably have caught my streams. I've been doing 2 to 3 streams a week. This is probably, I think, my 2nd or 3rd stream this week. So I'm going to try to keep to that pace of doing 2 to 3 streams a week. But obviously, I'm creating videos that kind of come out on new information, new topics that are kind of selected out because those tend to be doing very well lately. And also because I can do a deeper dive into a single issue, so I can kind of focus down on an issue and really hit that and do it in a way that kind of is more succinct rather than me just kind of rambling live with you guys. But also, I see that Whiskey10 gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much for gifting those RPG memberships. Really much appreciated. This is how we do things on the channel, is through your support. So appreciate that, Whiskey77. Appreciate you and the gifts. And guys in the chat, make sure you have accept gift membership turned on so you can get those gift memberships. So I think I got everybody there. Awesome. Awesome. And shout out to everybody who's on Locals, Legendary Racing, Sleazy, Torgo, all those guys there. Good to see you as well. Also, one other good thing for those who are really interested in live streams, Pimpcast is back next Monday at 7 p.m. So here's what I'm actually going to do with Pimpcast. I'm going to be dual streaming that, I think, here on Legal Mindset and on Illegal Mindset. And I'm going to probably try to do this. It's going to go members only here on Legal Mindset, but I'm going to keep it up on Illegal Mindset, because Illegal Mindset is going to be all my videos about dating, all the other stuff. It's not monetized yet, but I'm going to keep it over there so you can watch it there, or on Rumble if you want to get it after it goes members only here. So Pimpcast is coming back on Monday with our good friend Drexel. Glade Riven says, a bit off topic, but what do you think of Pizarro's ORC license FU to Wizard of the Coast OGL shenanigans? ORC has been finalized. I don't know about that. So Paizo's ORC license. I used to play Magic. Oh, no, wait. Is this talking about the D&D portion? So I know Wizards of the Coast has gone woke. Let's be very clear about this. So Wizards of the Coast, I mean, especially, I think about 10 years ago, they were really going woke. But with the gender swaps and, the having to force in all the LGBTQA++ stuff, and then D&D, and then taking out every other race, it got ridiculous. Like, we can't have orcs, we can't have fun again, because orcs are racist. We can't have half-breeds because no racial mixing. Very, very interesting there. Okay, so it's really like a safe harbor in the gaming space. Okay, interesting. All right, so I guess people can just operate under the ORC. Well, all right, there you go. There you go. Let's see. But no, definitely interested in that. And it's good to see people innovating. And we're not, we're going to see more people building stuff to build out what they love. Look, I loved playing tabletop RPGs back in the day. I know my way around a D20. Just put it that way. I know my way around a D20. That said, when Wizards of the Coast tries to go woke and just totally destroy the entire like plot line behind D&D, or like the entire ability to create a campaign, when you have to edit out everything because everything is problematic, right? The only thing you can like roll for is whether you get masculine period cramps. I mean, it's no fun anymore. People are going to obviously want to migrate. Yes, I am indeed a nerd. People know that. I mean, I wish I had more time to game. You know, people know I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm a big fan of like tactical games. In my very little downtime, that's pretty much the only thing I play. The one recently that I played on the plane when I was flying from Korea to Thailand is Battle Brothers. I actually am a big fan of Battle Brothers, but that's my sort of thing. So obviously, back in the day, I used to play D&D and stuff like that, or variants of D&D, made my own. But it's good to see there's going to be an alternative so people can actually go ahead and continue to play this really cool game and come up with good stories, really, because that's what it's about. Also, we had Tomorrowlad joining the RPG. Welcome to the RPG, and welcome to the membership program. Guys, make sure that you're re-upped on that, because I know YouTube sometimes has a way to boot people out, and you got to re-up. So let's make sure that you're re-upped on that. Let us see. So, okay, let me jump into the first thing I wanted to talk about today, which is the battle between Elon and Zuck the Cuck. So let's get into this one really quick here today. So obviously, this thing is going to be trending for a while. What's going on here? And the potential lawsuit here by Elon against Mark Zuckerberg. Obviously, the allegation is that this Twitter killer, as they always call it, of course, everyone calls themselves that. Mastodon called themselves that. Spoutable called itself a Twitter killer. It's hard to take down the king. It's hard to take down the number one. And same thing, by the way, with Facebook. It's still hard to take down Facebook. And one thing I learned being abroad is that a lot of people abroad still use Facebook. So this is something that is going to be like, for example, Facebook is difficult to kill because a lot of people abroad use it. A lot of boomers use Facebook. So this is something that is not going to go away. These things are not going to go away anytime soon. But I think the interesting thing to follow is whether or not there ends up being a payout here. Because obviously, in this kind of pushback, one against the other, Musk is pretty much convinced and has some solid background here that this isn't a fair competition. This is actually stealing of information from Twitter to get behind Threads. To get behind Facebook's Threads. So Meta's Thread project. So it's very interesting to see where this will go. I need to know more about the background between this, right? So like how this is actually like what they actually took, because Twitter claims that they took that employees had a part in taking this information. So if they had, for example, a non-compete and they went to go work on Threads, yeah, that would be a problem, right? That would be something that might be more actionable. Or if there's some sort of trade secret or some sort of thing they filed. But of course, the mainstream media so far has backed up Zuck the Cuck, because they want to say, oh, well, they want to attack Elon. So obviously, look, I'm no Elon defender, but I'm saying I call it like I see it when I see these things, just like I saw the mainstream media backing up Disney. So right now, what I'm seeing, and I think what you guys can see, and tell me if I'm right or wrong, is, I see most of the mainstream media backing up Zuck. Be like, oh, Zuck's going to own Elon, Zuck's going to kill Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think that's the case at all. I think Twitter definitely has a market mover advantage, and with some of the innovations they'll do, I think they're going to stay ahead of Facebook. I think Facebook certainly has given up, or Meta has really given up way too much to advertising. So I think that's really their biggest issue. It's not whether or not they add another feature. It's that, Meta, Facebook is covered in ads. All right, guys. So let me get this here. Scott Westbrook with 10 memberships. Thank you so much, Scott Westbrook. Very based. And everybody appreciates you there in the chat. So now we got a whole flood of new members. This is a sea of green. I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. But yeah, no, Talk is exactly right here. Elon derangement syndrome. They all have got it. It's like Trump derangement syndrome. As soon as someone becomes the enemy, they just hate them irrationally. But yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate those gifts, Scott Westbrook. J Rock likes being green. You know, a lot of people like being green here. It's nice. But I agree. You know, John Sipp says, who's a member, says, I'll never support Meta. Yeah, nope. I'm never going to get behind, never going to get behind like Zuck's agenda. That being said, look, if he puts out something and it's successful, I'll call it successful. I mean, I'll call it what it is. But in this one, we'll see what the lawsuit. I want to see more proof. I want to see where it goes. I want to see the filing. But I will cover it when it comes out because I feel like there will be a filing here. I don't know if Elon's filed. So far, I think it's been a threat, not a filing. So we'll see. Maybe there's a settlement agreement. Maybe there's some backroom deal. We'll see what goes on there. But yeah, I do agree. Meta is a complete joke by now. Meta is an absolute joke. But you see here, though, the Threads side, Threads isn't necessarily ready to go. So Threads is going to have problems in the EU because if you know, the EU is kind of anal about privacy. And these are kind of growing pains that Twitter worked through and that Instagram, you know, kind of had to work through, I guess, at some point. But I guess the Threads app has not worked through that, so they're not even close to ready to launch in the EU. So Threads is not there yet as an overall technology. But I think that most knockoffs tend to fail. And as Matt said, this is going to make them fail. And I hope, and let me actually go big screen on this, I hope this is the reason why most things fail. I hope what we see is people self-selecting into the uncensored raw version. And I think we can win. I really think we can win. Look at what's happening with Bud Light. Look at what's happening with Target. Look at what's happening with Disney. Look at what's happening with all of these woke companies when there are other options. When there are other options. As soon as there's another option, you know, people go to that option. All right, so let's move over here to the next thing I want to cover. I think I got everything. Oh, wait, sorry. Bella Stella gifted 20 memberships. Whoa, Bella, sorry I missed that. Making it rain, appreciate you. Bella's been a great supporter for a long time, so really appreciate you, Bella, sending those out there. Raining that green. Truly appreciate you, Bella. Staying very, very based over here in the legal mindset. And we also have 333 people in the chat, and we've got 100 or so likes. So if you guys could smash the like button, let's get up to 200 today. And support me streaming, because you guys know I don't stream often. You know, it's something I don't do as often, especially since it's later for me in Thailand than in Korea. So a lot of times it's easier for me to put out something than wake up really, really early in the morning. 6 or 7 a.m. But good to see everybody checking here in the chat today. Whiskey says, do something with that bookshelf, procrastinator. No, I will. I'm going to put stuff up on it besides just my like phone charger, you know, and some very cute ducks, you know. But no, we're going to get some more stuff in the background. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Maybe I'll go do that today. Maybe I'll go look for some stuff in the background. How about that? How about that? Okay, we'll look for some cool stuff in the background. Use your law books. You think I still have law books? You think I'm still keeping law books around? Are you kidding me? Florence Dono says, Elon trading with John Donner and George St. Pierre. If he takes this seriously, he may well beat the piss out of Zuckerberg. Oh, yeah. And look, every time Zuckerberg gets put under the spotlight, every time Zuckerberg gets called into question, he tends to fold under pressure. Zuckerberg doesn't do well in high-pressure situations. He tends to fold. Now let's see here. All right, so let's get to the next topic I want to talk about here. Oh, wait, sorry. So this is a good one. Any opinions on Elon suing Twitter's corporate counsel or him suing Zuckerberg? I would just add everybody. Add everybody and then see where it lays out. So that's my thing. Go with the pasta on the wall approach and just sue everybody. Natasha says, Master Mindset, what is the drink of the evening? Right now, I'm actually drinking a Thai herbal drink because, this is a Thai herbal drink. I know most of you are very fluent in Thai, so obviously you'll be able to read this label. I like the herbal drinks. If you guys haven't ever had like one of the Asian herbal drinks, they're actually pretty good. It's like kind of like Dr. Pepper with the blend of herbs and spices. It's pretty good. It's not Dr. Pepper. It's not carbonated or caffeinated. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Throat's still hurting a little bit. There's people smoking around me and last night, and I really hate that when people just like smoke up in your grill. It is what it is. Of course, it's Thailand, so they weren't smoking. They weren't all smoking cigarettes. But that being said, it bothers me either way. Dude needs a bottle of snake wine. I can get the snake wine. Natasha says, Natasha says, what's the drink of the evening? Sleazy sent a member chat, said, Natasha is wearing the Disney ears for you. Well, that's kind of, I mean, if you're just wearing Disney ears, it's kind of sexy. Speaking of sexy, what's up to everybody in the chat here today? We got 343. I love it. Good numbers. Alrighty. So let's get into Sound of Freedom, which is what I want to talk about next. So seeing like the success of Sound of Freedom in the liberal meltdown has been kind of glorious. So if you want to look at like what the numbers are right now. So Jim Caviezel's anti-child sex trafficking thriller, which, from what I've heard, look, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard that, people are crying for the first 45 minutes of this movie. It's absolutely horrible, to see that. It is cranking it. It's getting huge, massive pre-sales. People are coming out to see the movie in droves. This is a massive thing, and it's destroying all of the woke movies in the movie theater. It's destroying all of Hollywood's, honestly, how can I say this? Child crime supportive movies. And seeing the meltdown from mainstream media is just insane. So this movie is killing it. It's absolutely killing it. And every time you see this happening, by the way, you guys need to understand what mainstream media is doing, because you have to see what's happening, right? You have to see that they want to promote their agenda movies, and they flip out, the critics, the industry flips out when anything that is not with the agenda, and you know what agenda I'm talking about, they lose their mind. They absolutely lose their mind. And it's just great. So Torgo said here about Sound of Freedom, he said, Sound of Freedom doing well is especially fun since it was originally a Disney product that they dropped from House of Mouse to Flophouse. This is what I love to see. How Disney doesn't want to cover anti-child crime stuff. Well, because they're supporting more and more stuff involving weird people talking to children. As Hugh Jack says, they're going full mask off. They really are. They really, really are. So that I just love to see. And then this is some comments from the Umbrella guy. So this is the Washington Post. This is where they're trying to go with this. So shout out to Tug. This is posted by that Umbrella guy. So shout out to him. But Sound of Freedom, the low-budget film about child sex. So look at the way they start this. Always look at their language. Their language matters, right? The low budget. So they have to call it low budget. You know why they call it low budget? Because they want to associate anything that is efficient and effective and has a small budget as low budget and low budget as bad. Because low budget, they know that colloquially low budget means low quality. But what this should mean is the super high impact, homemade, artisanal film about child sex trafficking almost topped the box office on July 4th, but its star Jim Caviezel is linked to the QAnon movement. Oh no, here we go. We're going to try to do this shit again. We're going to try to do this shit and linking people through. They try to do it with J6. They're trying to do it with QAnon. You got to be aware of these people. They're going to try to find one person with one thing, you know, a cousin, a brother, whatever else. They're always going to try to do this. But here's the funny thing. Look at what they do here, right? And now, on the flip side, look at what they did with cuties. Okay? Same thing. Washington Post, right? Same thing. Cuties is an unflinching look at what it means to be a preteen girl. So they want you to support cuties, but they don't want you to support fighting child sex trafficking. They want you to come out here and support this behavior in cuties. Both of the production itself and what they show in the film. Yeah. This is what, to me, this like flipping between both of these, this is what sickens me in 2024. It is, cuties is literal child exploitation, but this is what they want. People say not surprising in one bit. No, but we have to call it out. Here's the thing. We got to call this shit out because we got to be able to say, we told you so. You know, that this is what they really want. And this is why they get big mad at this stuff. And frankly, this is a line in the sand that I'm willing to take. I'm willing to take a line in the sand and say anything involving the exploitation of children is wrong. Hard stop, full stop. Lowering the age of consent to allow weird adults to try to have sex with children is wrong. Hard stop. We don't need to go down to 12, as some people are pushing for in the minor attracted persons, the MAP community. Yeah, no. Yeah. So just understand leaving the kids alone is a thing. And by the way, whenever they try to cancel for anybody for that, for the leave the kids alone stuff, they always end up coming back stronger. They haven't been able to take them out. It just has not happened. Just has not happened. So that's what I take on that. Have you guys seen the movie? Actually, let me put a poll in the chat. So have you guys seen it? I want to see whether you guys have seen Sound of Freedom. So seen, not seen, and then like will see. Okay. So just want to see how many of you guys have seen that in the chat. Like, once again, I love movies. And honestly, the theaters in Asia are so cool. They're usually set up well. They got good flavored popcorn. They're comfortable. They're safe. They're clean. You know, but just there's so little that I actually want to go see. I am excited about Dune, and I will go probably see Mission Impossible. Probably. So these things will probably happen. Got to keep it based. Got to keep it based. It's the only way to be. It's the only way to be. Yeah, just reading over here. Locals. Appreciate y'all on locals. Dane Wolfgar saying, I agree with you on age of consent. Yeah, very, very much so. And then saying, yeah, the age of consent should be what Biden passes on. Yeah. Also, I know this is something else my locals sent me, so appreciate that. Sending me over this here in the chat. But yes, I know there is a lawsuit to recoup fees from the Twitter buyout. Fee lawsuits aren't as sexy, but I'll keep on top of this one if it ends up coming up as a big thing. But obviously you are allowed to recover. You are allowed to recover fees from Twitter. Um, yeah, cool. Very cool. Let's see what else we got here. So yeah, obviously I'll keep on top of that one. Appreciate y'all sending me over any good stuff. And by the way, if you guys have any articles for me, send them over to me on Twitter, or you can drop them on my locals and I will check those out. Locals, if you want it to be live and me pull it up live. If it's something that you want me to do a little bit later, you can drop that on Twitter or send that to my email. And I try to check my email and kind of go through that and get all those messages so I receive all the best information for you guys. All right, so next topic I have here today is there is a slight update. We're in the Disney series saga. Obviously, we have Indiana Jones flailing and flopping. And by the way, before I get into the legal side of Disney, I just want to say that thank you for the good feedback on my last video on the Disney rumor about Kathleen Kennedy. And I actually had a follow-up on the kind of situation with KK. I've had a couple conversations, including conversations with my good friend Valiant Renegade, who, when I did that video, I wanted to make sure I was very clear that, rumors are rumors, and a lot of people pass rumors along and kind of repeat rumors. That doesn't mean you should take them with any more than a grain of salt or even less than that, because they're just a rumor. And people have been saying KK has been leaving for a long time. But I do think now that her contract negotiations are supposed to start in August, we may hear in August more about it, or September, October, but certainly not in July. I think for all those that are hoping that Kathleen Kennedy, the kind of head of this woke agenda at Lucasfilms, is taken out in July, don't think that's happening. Could it happen in August, September, October? Sure, maybe. But I'm still not convinced. I think it may be a little bit later than that. But it would make most sense, and I still stick by my statement in my video the other day, that it makes most sense to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy because of, hey, she's been, nothing but a failure here. All of her movies have tanked. If you want to get rid of her, and Disney wants to not lose face, not make it look like they're firing a female over performance issues, they'd want to do that closer to her actual contract expiration date. So she has a contract through September of next year, almost October. It's September 30th. So she's got a contract for a whole nother year. You want to try to retire her maybe early 2024, just ease her out before then. Like a sunset. Yeah, a sunset. What was that there? A sunset. Here you go. Sunset. A sunset. Yes, appreciate that. Thank you, Captain Have Fun, whose identity I think I know. Let's see. On my locals, Torgo just sent me over an article about the military recruiting crisis. Okay, so I'll bring this up real quick. We can talk about this a little bit in a second. Freddie says, Son of Freedom proved you can do movies on a subject and not exploit kids like cuties. Exactly. Exactly. This is a huge thing when they say, oh yeah, you have to exploit kids. No. There's a right way to cast child actors and a wrong way to cast child actors. And the wrong way is to sexualize them. Absolutely. So thank you for that, Freddie. Deadhead Jim says there's only 3 Indiana Jones movies. Changed my mind. I will not. Also, Temple of Doom gets better every single day, baby. Temple of Doom gets better every single day. So this is something Torgo sent me on my locals. And like I said, he sent me articles on locals. I'm more willing to pull them up live here. But the military recruiting crisis, even veterans don't want their children to join. The Pentagon scrambles to maintain the main military pipeline for new service members as disillusioned families steer young people away. So one thing here is this, and you guys know I have a lot of veterans in my locals. Shout out to like Patrick Kennedy, for example. A lot of vets. The Future Conflict guys, Scott's still in over a Future Conflict. So you guys know I'm a big fan of the military. I raised $8,000 for veterans, right, for actually helping real veterans that are having issues and are not getting the help they need. So I am a big fan of raising money for veterans. But the problem is the military establishment. It's like the government versus the people, right? Like I fully support the American people and I fully support the people of most countries. Like even the Chinese people, I feel empathy for the Chinese people, but the Chinese government is absolute fucking trash. And the people that make up those governments, including, by the way, the people that make up the alphabet agencies and the head of the military, these people are absolute garbage. By the way, I have a funny story. I'll tell it on my locals after this. I'll do a locals live chat after this about some of the alphabet agencies and some of their shenanigans abroad. But we'll talk about that on locals. That being said, it's exactly what Half Irish said right here. Just look at what veterans are being put through by their own government. Honestly, I can't blame them. No, they were forced to get the frickin' jab, and they still haven't been rehired, and there hasn't been an apology issued, a rehiring, back pay. This hasn't happened. I mean, and we've now know that the jab was an issue. And they're never going to call back on that. And it's just like with police, like the good people who are in the service are leaving, right? So you're only leaving like this like woke, remnant, right? You're kind of doing this purity test for the military, for the police. So you're going to have this kind of hardline leftist or at least statist police that says, hey, I don't care about the Constitution. I don't care about the law. I'm just going to arrest you because they say to arrest you, right? Or I'm just going to do this because you say so. Yeah, and I do agree the jab was a crime against the people. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Afghanistan, yeah, what happened to Afghanistan, horribly wrong. So obviously, why would you want to send your son or daughter into that after Afghanistan? You would not. You would not want to do that. So Jim asked me about lifetime alimony. I don't think that's it. There is a thing for that, but it's after a certain period of time. So I'm gonna look into that, Jim. So I got you, Jim. All right. So moving on to my next topic here today, we actually have a minor update. It's a very minor update in the case. This is the state case, the Disney case. So minor Disney update right here in that case. This is the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District versus Disney Parks and Resorts. This is the Florida side case. Remember, there are two cases. There's a state case and a federal case. They try to only mention the federal case, but actually most of the action against Disney is going to happen in the state case, so I'm going to stay on top of that. We have a filing here today. Actually, recently, the 6th, we have a filing which is essentially the pro hoc vices, of the attorneys, so kind of letting the attorneys in. And you can see that here with Nardella and Nardella. So there's order granting motion for pro hoc vice of Pete Patterson, David Tonsman, and Megan Wood. So these are all pro hoc vices on the side of the plaintiff. So actually side on the side of Florida. So they've got the Supreme Court Justice of Florida here, right? Alan Lawson, but they've also got many others coming in on this. Disney also has a number of lawyers as well. So they're lawyering up. We're still in the lawyering up phase. But one of the other documents that we didn't hit was there was another response. There was a reply in support of defendant's motion to dismiss. So one of the other attorneys filed a separate reply. Now, all they did, to be completely clear, is they repeated Disney's points, which all were shit points. So to be very clear, there's not much to give you on this, but I'll just go through this very quickly to give you a quick update because I promise to keep everybody updated on what's going on in the Disney case and also give you the best information because I know some people will give bad information. So here's their arguments in summary, and I'm going to destroy them just without going into the beef, just destroy them based on the headings because these headings alone are bullshit. So first of all, they're generally arguing under 1. So A and B are arguing about mootness. The concept of mootness means that a case no longer matters, that a case is no longer relevant. Okay? So one of Disney's arguments in their motion to dismiss is that the case was no longer relevant. So this person just says, hey, the bill that was passed in the legislative body, right, the Senate, that means that no matter what you rule here, there's going to be no effect. Well, that's not true. The court can actually issue fines. Because if they find that Disney enacted an illegal agreement, they can fine Disney. They can punish Disney. So, yeah, there would be an effect. There can be a very large effect to that. They also try to say that because, let me put it this way, because this bill will generally impact future agreements, well, that means it'll impact a past agreement, but it doesn't really matter, right? Because here's the thing, this bill, which says, hey, development agreements have to be passed under a certain procedure. If they're not passed under a certain procedure, they're void ab initio. It was passed effective on a date after this development agreement was passed. So it doesn't cover this. So these arguments really don't hit here. They're kind of some off-the-mark arguments regarding mootness. I'm not going to go on a deep dive on all of these legal theories. They're kind of dorky, but none of them land. But the biggest thing, remember, and this is what Grant Raja says. Thank you, Grant. The base members know. The biggest thing was they did not give proper notice. That is the biggest problem with these agreements that they had in this state case, is that Disney did not give proper notice. So to be very clear what's going on, this is a response for a motion to dismiss. Let me go back here for you so you guys see. So in the state case, we had the complaint filed by the state, right? So this is the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. So this special district filed the suit against Disney, talking about not giving proper notice, not giving proper consideration, not following Florida law. That's what happened here. And then we have a motion to dismiss that was filed by Disney. We had a response to the motion to dismiss filed by the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District on the 19th. And then a response filed by Disney. So literally, within a day of the state filing, they respond, right? So they respond over here. They support the motion to dismiss. Another one supports that. So there you go. So you've got all of these filings in here. So we're waiting for a ruling on the motion to dismiss. We probably will have a ruling this month on the motion to dismiss. Also, by the way, shout out to Law Nerd Clips. Appreciate you, Law Nerd Clips. Big supporter of this channel. Yes, smash the like button if you're based and haven't yet. Do that. 439 people in the chat. We are at 222. Let's get to 250. Let's get to 250. I know you guys can do 250. By the way, Natasha says, time for equality and to make women sign up for the draft. Hey, baby, if we got to do it, you got to do it, or let's just get rid of it. Let's just get rid of it. Just knock it out. Somebody asked about a Clownfish TV crossover. I reached out to them. They said they don't do lives as much, so they don't have much time for crossovers. But I told them, I said, I would be willing to do a crossover with you. So, you know, if you guys put Legal Mindset in the thing there for them, maybe they'll want to do a pre-recorded one or something like that, which I'm always happy to do. I'm happy to do crossovers for all y'all. Also, shout out to the $1 tip over here on Locals, which is from Xander's Rant, who says, Legal Mindset, you not going to put Thai lady boys in your background and ask Drex if they're boys or not? No, I am not going to do that. However, you guys should go ahead and subscribe to Bangkok Bros, because we are going to have some very interesting things going on in the very near future on Bangkok Bros. If you're not subscribed, go over here and subscribe to my in-person podcast. This is live from Bangkok. This is Bangkok Bros. Me and my good friend Ben, we're both lawyers. We're both out here in Asia, and we do an in-person, face-to-face podcast from Bangkok. Check it out, Bangkok Bros on YouTube. That's going to be great. That's going to be fun. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get crazy. We have some new things we're going to do for the channel, so go check that out so you'll follow it while it's still small, and you'll get on the base train for Bangkok Bros. We are going to be, also, another announcement for that is I am going to be opening up a locals for Bangkok Bros. We're also probably going to be changing the time next week. We're still going to do our morning on this Sunday. So tomorrow we're going to do it Sunday morning Eastern time, but we are going to switch to the PM. We're going to switch to mornings Bangkok, evenings in the US, simply because that is a very more high demand slot. And also, if we're doing fun stuff, particularly fun stuff with the ladies, it's going to need to be a nighttime thing. Nick Cruiser says, "Oh, that's you guys." Yes, Bangkok Bros is us. It's me and Ben. So definitely check that out. So we are going to change the time next week. We're going to switch things up. So just get ready for that. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get pretty crazy. But yeah, so let me go back to this argument here in the Disney case. So Florida time, it'll be about 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. Eastern time. So 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern time. In the alternative, the court should stay this case under the priority rule or the court's inherent authority. So this is the argument of the people supporting Disney, of Disney's lawyers. So this is a completely shit argument. This whole race to the courthouse thing, we got to the courthouse first. That's not how it works. The federal case and the federal charges are completely different. The parties are completely different. And the proper venue for this is in Orange County, Florida. See, the federal case is not even there. It's in this northern district. It's not actually in Orlando. So just understand that. Just understand that they're not doing it properly in the federal case. So I think there's going to be 30. I think there's going to be a ruling within 30 days. So some pretty big stuff coming down the line very, 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 very soon in that Disney case. And of course, I'm going to be on top of that. C3 Metal asked in the locals, when are we watching Golden Boy? Okay, as soon as I can figure out anime streaming on locals and figure out how to do it properly, we will do that. I will try to do that very soon, actually. I'll try that very soon, I promise you. I'll commit to that one. I don't commit to much. But obviously, you guys know I'm a big fan of the weeb stuff. Speaking of weeb stuff, I am going to be collaborating with Brandon, the anime guy, and I'll be going on his channel on July 13th. And I'll do another anime stream on my channel as well, because I know a lot of you are weebs, a lot of you like the anime. So we'll be doing kind of a review on my channel as well. Not just there, but here as well. Speaking of which, let me look at a poll here. 51% of you say you will see Sound of Freedom. 39% have not seen it. 9% have seen it. So only 9% have actually seen it so far. But yet, even with just 9% seeing it, it's killing. It is killing in the box office. So 51% of you are going to see it. So most of you will see The Sound of Freedom. Yeah, and I'm going to see it as well. So I think I'm in that camp as well. I haven't seen it yet, but I will see it. And I do agree. We do need to do more local stuff as well. Let's see. Get some other comments here in the chat. Yeah, appreciate all y'all. And obviously, I'm going to stay on top of any of the Disney news, any of the emergency streams. I'm going to try to attend the next shareholder meeting because they're probably going to say some dumb shit. And you got to stay on top of that. Also, let's talk about the Colombian booger sugar, which I wanted to try to put it in the title in a way that would be allowing to get it past the YouTube censors. But obviously, look, we all know what was going on with the Peruvian marching band. Nobody who's out here in this community, who's out here in this chat, you base Chads and Stacy's, none of y'all for a second thought it was anybody but Hunter. Right? None of y'all. So we didn't need it. You didn't need to say it. Hunter's Parmesan, you know? Now, I know there's lots of drama here. Like, I know that I think McEnany is like, there's no way it's from Hunter Biden, right? There's going to be a lot of back and forth. I don't care. He said, she said. We know, right? The people who know. Come on. Now, I will say, Derna, you might be right. The whole admin is on it. That's true. But remember, they found cocaine, not crack. Crack is whack. You got to be careful. I think Joe is on something different. I mean, there's got to be a whole cocktail to keep that guy erect. Let's see here. Deha said, during a Clownfish TV live stream, I asked about collaboration with their channel. Said they had some business priorities to get done beforehand. Okay, whatever. Look, hey, listen. I know they got a lot of work. I know they got a lot of stuff to do. It's cool. I know drama, you know. People want to collaborate. They can collaborate. I think they should. I think they're missing out. I think we'd have fun. I think it'd be cool. So, yeah, thanks for that. And, you know, more people that ask, the more they think about it, the more they may do it. Max Mirren says, it couldn't be Hunter's. He prefers to do crack. Oh, sorry, it's Max Mirren. Let me do it again. It cannot be Hunter. He preferred the crack. Max Mirren from Japan with the 200 yen. Speaking of which, I want to call out something. I've been meaning to say this, and this is actually for my boy Xander's rant. I know he's out there, you know, asking me about my events. So if you guys go to Go East Gentlemen, which is my other thing, I am planning an event in Tokyo. The date is pretty much finalized. So the date is pretty much finalized for the 27th to the 29th of October. I'm going to have more information here. I'm going to try to keep the ticket cost as low as possible, but this is for anybody who wants to visit Tokyo and wants to hang out with a bunch of base Chads and also just meet up, hear from people that are living there, hear from people that are living in Asia, people that are moved over here, expats meet up, create a based community over here abroad, and also do a lot of fun activities. That's going to be going on 27th through 29th in Tokyo. So I'm getting together on that. I'm going to have more details on that. They're going to be posted here on Go East Gentlemen. So I will have an announcement on my channel, but I will also talk about that here for anybody else who's interested in coming out and hanging out in the Tokyo Jokyo. Konnichiwa, bitches. Damn right. Damn right. Nicholas says, did I hear cock, or crack? Asking for a friend. That's good. That's good. That's very, very good. Appreciate that. Meanwhile, over there on Locals, it's nothing but waifus, but anime waifus and anime titties. So obviously going real well over there. Guys in the chat, are there any other, and yes, I am hosting this. So like I'm going to set it up. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to have everything, you know, like a room for us, probably some food, some lunch, maybe some like open bar or at least a cash bar so we can have like some drinks, you know, and I'll have some activities for us to do throughout the weekend, stuff to do that if you want to join, you can join. If you don't want to join, you don't have to join. Hey, you know, listen, going abroad is difficult. Going abroad can be kind of lonely, especially living an expat life is kind of lonely. And yes, John Sapola, I do qualify as an expat. So, you know, it's good to meet other people abroad that are based and not super woke. One of the problems when you're abroad, especially if you're out there, like English teaching, for example, a lot of these people are super woke. They're super woke. So you got to have a good connection with really cool dudes. And I love talking about the old military guys here, the guys who were in Vietnam, the guys who were in Korea, the guys who were, I met some guys from Dien Bien Phu. You know, there's guys who are out here like way, way back in the day, some OGs. And these guys are absolutely hard as freaking nails. And it's good to connect with really cool people and in a way get mentorship from those folks who know what's going on. So, cool. I love how everyone takes an issue with abroad. Like, okay, in another country, it's too long. What other country would you use other than what other phrase would you use for being another country other than abroad? Oh God. All right. So I think we got everything for tonight, baby. I think we got everything for tonight. So what we're gonna do here, we're at an hour, and I know, but I think Nick's kicking off soon. People kicking off. Make sure you guys smash like. Make sure you guys like this content. and are deep and are supporting this stuff. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a little spicy. We're gonna go over to locals. I've got some stuff to talk about, some spicy stuff to talk about. I want to talk about some crazy stuff that happened here with some of the alphabet agencies. So we're gonna I'll talk about that. I'll talk about some future plans for Bangkok Bros. We'll talk about that. A little bit of stuff. We'll leak a little bit of stuff. And we'll do that on locals. Okay, Nick's out of town. That's fine. But I'll still talk on locals for a little longer then. So come over to locals. I'm going to have a locals live chat. Actually, what I'll do is here, I will post it in the chat right now for the after show. So I'll just say locals exclusive after show. So that link should be up right now. So you guys can come over there and join the after show. Link is in the chat right now, so you guys should see that, should join that, and come say what's up if you're over on locals. Nick Cruiser says, great to catch you live, Andrew. Great to catch you, Nick. And shout out to all the people catching the replay. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you much for getting me to 100K. And I'll see you over on locals. Peace.